Hey, good evening. How is everyone doing? I'd like to take the time to welcome you to another Morning Glory Apostolic Prophetic Centered video. I am your host, Hubbard, and today we're going to redo the prophetic word for 2025. The prophetic word for 2025. And there are only 5 things that God gave me because He had already declared to me that 2025 will be a year of resting in His peace. Resting in His peace. And so many of us, we found peace in men. We found peace in women. We found peace in our decision. We found peace in how we treated people. We found peace in how some of us have separated from people. But in this year, you're going to have to learn to rest in His peace because many of us, hold on, y'all, because many of us, we have made bad decisions and we calling wrong right and right wrong. So many of you have have given yourself a false peace. And one way what God told me to let people understand that in 2025, you will only rest in His peace when your life has become balanced. So rest will only come in balance. So when you break down 2025, and as most prophetic people do, sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. When you look at the number 20 is often subscribed to redemption, which means God is going to give you a chance to make sure that you want what you say you want, that you're doing what you're saying you're doing. Because one of the things that I've said that in His peace, it means some of you, He's going to give you His peace. The other rest, He's going to let you have what you think is Him. That's why it's very important, as I've been teaching you, many of you who follow me, that you make sure you hear the voice of God. So understanding 20 stands for redemption. Then when we go to 25, guess what that stands for? The forgiveness of sin. So in order to rest in peace in 2025, you got to know that you're not in a sinful place trying to redeem grace through a decision that you thought was right, which was wrong. So one of the words he said, make sure that is connection. He wants to make sure that our connections are pure. And the way to know if your connection is pure is because you got to have a balanced connection with anybody you connect with any place you go, with any church you attend. What is that balance? Genesis 4 and 1 was one of the scriptures that he gave me. And it says, and Adam knew Eve, his wife. Is that the one I need? Yeah. And she conceived and bare Cain. And she said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of the sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. So we understand from the story Cain killed Abel. The first balance you got to have a natural balance. You can't be around here and killing people with your words, killing people with your looks, killing people with your clapbacks, and think you're going to rest in God. You got to watch how you treat people. You have to watch how you handle people. And then you got to watch how you treat yourself. Too many of us have become lost in ourselves. So what has happened, you're trying to find happiness in a place that you never cultivated for happiness. And what that means that you have begun to Oh, you have begun to make your own way of happiness. And when you make your own way of happiness, guess what? It's not God's way. You have to be careful listening to people who tell you to live your truth. If you're a believer, you ain't got no truth. The only truth you got is this word. And if you're not living in the word, then you're not living in God's truth, because there's no way that we can say we love God, but then we got our own truth of how we love God. Okay.